Hello everyone, welcome back to Mobility Academy. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in today's video I want to show you a beautiful exercise to stretch and mobilize your wrists and elbows. Okay, so if you've been doing some disciplines like yoga, handstands, acrobatics, gymnastics, calisthenics, and many others, this video right here is for you, okay? But before I start, let me ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're new and turn on the notifications so you'll never miss one of my next videos, okay? With that said, let's start. Alright guys, during this video I'm gonna show you a beautiful exercise to stretch your wrist flexors, which are these muscles here in the front part of your forearms, okay? You may know that your wrists can go into flexion, which is this movement here, and extension, which is this movement here. Now we'll be working on wrist extension, okay? So I want to show you a basic exercise and harder variation of that exercise, okay? So you want to start here with your hands on the floor, but as always, when you do something where you might be having a stiffer side, okay, I suggest you work one side per time. Okay, so I'll be showing you this exercise here, one side per time. Okay, so you start with one hand on floor like this, with your fingers pointing towards your knees. So like this, a supinated grip. From this position here, you want to stay with your shoulder above your hand, like this. And from this position, you want to sit down slowly. So from here, you want to do something like that, slowly. You'll feel the stretch here in the front part of your forearm. So you want to do something like this. As you can see, I'm kind of blocking my hand down with my opposite hand because I'm like providing an extra assistance right here to feel the stretch better. Also because when I do this stretch right here, I don't want to lift my hand off the floor like this. I don't want to lift the palm of my hand. I want to stay with the palm of my hand well pressed against the floor. So down with the palm of my hand, I want to push my hand down with the opposite hand. And I want to drive my torso and shoulders back. And I want to sit down on my heels. Now, this is the stretch. Like, this is the concept behind the stretch, okay? So if you got your hand directly in front of your knee, of this knee, okay, the stretch is really easy because you gotta drive your shoulders really, you gotta drive your shoulders back, but not that far, okay? Vice versa. If you move your hand away from your knees like this, okay, the stretch will get more intense like this. Okay, can you see how I need to move my shoulders further back? It's a really huge difference. Can you see how this angle right here, okay, and this angle right here, okay, it's really different. So find your spot, find a position where you can work with the right intensity, you can feel the stretch correctly, okay? It doesn't matter, you just need to find your sweet spot, okay? So from here, I want to drive my shoulders back, and I want to feel the stretch. I want to push my hand down with the opposite hand. I can stay here 6 to 10 breaths. I can apply a PNF contraction, okay? A PNF contraction is so important here because your wrist flexors really, I think they really like PNF contractions because you'll feel that you can relax them a lot right after a PNF contraction. To apply a PNF contraction, you can push your fingers down against the floor, like if you want to squeeze the floor with your hand, okay? So you want to push your fingers down. If you don't know what a PNF contraction is, by the way, make sure to check out my channel right here. I got a video where I can explain to you how to apply a PNF contraction and why you should use the PNF to increase your flexibility level, okay? But by the way, you can hold the PNF contraction right here, squeezing your fingers on the floor isometrically for 10 to 15 seconds. So you hold, and then you stop, you inhale, you just release your hand completely, drive your shoulder forward, exhale, and get deeper into the stretch. As I said, to get deeper into the stretch, you can sit down on your heels or drive your hand further away from your knees, okay, like this. So you can repeat from 1 to 3 PNF contractions, stay in the passive phases 6 to 10 breaths, and applying the PNF contraction for 10 to 15 seconds, okay? Now, this is the basic variation, okay? Now, I want to show you a harder variation you can use to really stretch your wrist flexors in a way that it is really intense, okay? It is really intense. So guys, the starting position is the same, okay? So you wanna put your hand on floor like this, okay? But from this position, you wanna stay with your shoulder on top of your hand, and you wanna lift your palm. So as you can see now, I'm lifting my palm, not my fingers. And to do that, I wanna place my hand on my fingers, because my fingers must stay on the floor. So hand on the fingers, I lift my palm. From this position, I drive my elbow back and I start driving my shoulders back as well. So 1, 2, 3. All right, does it make sense? So 1, bend, shoulders. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to drive this elbow against my leg. So palm up, elbow to the leg, like wherever you feel the stretch, okay? It is not mandatory to touch the leg. Just push the elbow towards the leg and then drive the shoulders back. The more you kind of drive the elbow down, like I want to show you, all right, this way, the more you drive this elbow down, the harder the stretch gets. Ooh, this is really intense. Now, you can stay in the passive phase. The passive phase is where you just stay there 6 to 10 breaths, as always, and you can also apply a PNF contraction. To apply a PNF contraction, same as before. You wanna squeeze your fingers on the floor. Now, you wanna do it gently, because this exercise right here is really intense, okay? You don't wanna overdo it. You wanna squeeze your fingers on floor really gently, okay? So, gently squeeze your fingers against the floor, 10 seconds, really gently, really. Don't squeeze your hand too much. So 10 seconds, and then as you stop, you inhale, decrease a little bit the stretch, exhale, and get deeper into the stretch. As you can see, when I want to get deeper, I just drive my elbows further down against the floor, like this. Exactly, like this. Elbow down. All right. And as you can see, I'm not like driving my shoulders forward. I want to drive my shoulder back. And I want to really make sure that my fingers stay on floor. Ooh, slowly move your hand right after that, because this stretch is really intense, okay? Now guys, I've showed you 2 exercises you can use to improve your wrist flexors flexibility, okay? One basic exercise, pretty good to start with, to understand how to stretch these muscles right here and to start working on your wrist extension. So if you can't move your wrist into extension, maybe you've been doing some handstands, calisthenics, yoga, and you feel that this range is really difficult to you, this exercise is for you, okay? But if you do this exercise, the basic exercise, and you don't feel like the amount of stretch you want to feel on these muscles, try the second variation, because the second variation is way harder than the first one and is one of my favorite stretches for the wrist flexors, okay guys? Now make sure that if you feel that you got one stiffer side, you do one more set on that side. So for example, you start from your right, you do all your job on your right, you do the exact same things on your left, and then you want to spend some more time on your right, maybe 20 to 30 breaths more on that side, okay? Now, if you give these exercises a go, or if you have any further questions, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button, okay? That's all from the flexibility guy, Coach Elia. Have a nice stretch. See you in the next video.